Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope y'all having a great day overall. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk. If y'all can hit the like button as soon as y'all come in, that'd be very much appreciated. We got some things that we currently need to discuss going on in the boxing world, man. We're going to talk about Oscar De La Hoya's latest interview with Fight Hub TV. We're going to talk about him having the alleged blueprint to defeat Shakur Stevenson. Does he really believe in Floyd Schofield? We're going to speak about Jermall Charlo's words that he had put out on social media. You know what I'm saying? Looking for all the smoke at 154 pounds. And then we're going to get into some open boxing topics. You feel what I mean? Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob. We definitely in the building, man. I already see some comments rolling in. You know what I'm saying? And we just getting the live started. You feel what I mean? Shout out to the boy Chris OY. He says, I'm first. Holla at me. Hashtag men's mental health matters, man. I love that hashtag right there, man. I love the consistency that Chris has with it, man. Salute to the brother for coming through and showing love. Stop Motion MMA says, salute to the nation. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate you coming through and showing love as always. Coffee Plant, what up? Shay, what up? Good to see you, brother. Weekend live, can't complain, my bro. Yeah, we chilling, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had nothing else to do, so like, fuck, let me just chop it up with y'all. Ain't no real good fights on for what I know. You feel what I'm saying? So I said, fuck it, man. Let's chop it with the nation. You feel what I'm saying? Great Gambino, what up? What's good with you? Mr. 007, what up? He said Jermall coming back showing niggas. That's what it sound like. Sound like that boy, it sound like he on a mission. Sound like he looking to prove something. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to get into his comments. As a matter of fact, we might as well address that first, man. I'm going to let a few more people come in here. But just do me a favor, y'all. Hit the like button, man. It's free. You know what I mean? It ain't going to cost nobody nothing. You feel what I'm saying? We just trying to get the algorithm on the up so that people know that Mazuma TV is live, yo. That's all. We passed the 2,400, the mid 2,400 mark. Shit. Man, if we really get the pushing, probably by like the end of January, we can hit that 2,500 mark. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Shay said, Mazuma, I gotta ask, did Boots really beat Hitchens' ass? Oh, man, I can't really speak too much on that, man. But what I am going to say is, from what I heard it was a little hot in that kitchen, man. I mean, that's what I heard. So I'm going to just leave it at that. Y'all niggas can take it for what it is. I just don't want, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't really with the TMZ gossiping type shit, man. But shit do come to my table. I do be hearing the shit really be falling in my lap, for real. So I'm gonna just say that. Definitely got a little hot in that kitchen. You feel me? Coffee Plant said boxing hella slow tonight. What the fuck? But the fact you still making shit happen says a lot. Yeah, man. And I'm saying like all these different content creators just like they doing everything in their power to create some type of news or create some new narrative or trying to shit. Like, can you believe that niggas is still going out of their way trying to separate Bill and Devin, bro? Like, this shit is disgusting, bro. Like, this kid don't even got a fight day. He don't got nothing going on, but these niggas still running their motherfucking mouth. It's like, bro, like, no wonder why these boxers don't want to engage with y'all. No wonder why y'all niggas don't get interviews. No wonder why niggas don't be wanting to take pictures with y'all. Y'all some of the fakest motherfuckers on this planet, bro. Y'all niggas can never just keep it boxing. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing shit about Bill Haney emasculating Devin Haney. Huh? Emasculating. Bro, this shit is crazy. These niggas is fucking crazy, bro. I can't get into that shit, bro. It's either we gonna talk about shit that's gonna push the boxing culture forward, or we not talking about anything at all, bro. It's like, cause I really come from this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the better the boxing world is, the more prestigious of a position that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Like it benefit me at the end of the day. That's not the only reason why. Even if I wasn't in boxing, and I wasn't, making money off of boxing, I still would want to see the sport do well because I'm a huge fan. Before anything else, I'm a fan of the sport. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, I'm looking at these content creators that's popping up on my homepage, bro. And these niggas, like, they call themselves boxing fans. Like, some of them, like, boxing fan be a part of these niggas' names. Boxing be a part of these niggas' names. But they never talking about boxing. Why your son? What up, baby? Ralph, what up? Yeah, bro, like it don't ever really be about boxing anymore, man. Niggas is talking about niggas' dads and how this person doing this for that person, and bro, this shit is like fuck, like niggas at like when them bitches be sitting at them tables, Jada Pinkett and her mom, like they just spilling tea, giving tea. Like, this is what these niggas be doing, bro. Like, this shit a burnout, bro. That's why I don't really fuck with nobody channels all like that. That's why I don't really be collabing with anybody else's channels. You feel what I'm saying? Only the ones that really for the culture of boxing moving forward. That's the ones I rock with, man. But besides that, bro, a lot of this shit, it be goofy, cuz niggas be talking about nothing. Yeah, Jamil, nigga said nothing pertaining to actual boxing. Exactly. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, what we doing? This shit crazy. Shout out to the 15 people that's in the building, man. So let's talk about some shit that probably went under the radar in reality, man. But Jermall Charlo out here popping his shit, man. He started back a couple months ago just speaking his mind and, saying what his intentions is with the division, and what he plans on doing. And he made it clear that he's coming back to 154. He's coming to get back what the fuck he had because he ain't never really lose it to nobody in reality. I think he fell victim to the politics of boxing and just being inactive and, not, being responsible with, his obligations at 154. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much just went to get a check at 68 and, just went MIA. So in the meantime, they're like, yo, this division got to keep moving forward. So, we're going to have to take your belt and keep this shit moving because, you ain't paying no sanctioning fees. So we just going to have somebody else pay it if you ain't paying it. You feel what I'm saying? So this is what's going on, man. This is what Jermall Charlo had to say. Hold up, I just pulled up Jermall's, my fault. Twin Charlo. So I guess he posted a picture with his son. Looked like they at the boxing gym, posting his workout equipment and shit like that. And it looks like he got a new facility. It looks like a new boxing facility that he has. From what I understand, it looked like he's setting up. He got like a little stair. He got a footwork ladder. He got some weights. He got all that good shit, man. And he's showing like a blank wall. And he says, watch what Mendoza creates do to this wall. Give me the best. And then he tags Premier Boxing. He says, give me the best you got. Or whoever y'all think can handle me at 154. Let the fans choose. Lions only. Make it make sense. So this is what Jermall Charlo has to say, people. So he ready for the smoke. I guess he feels rejuvenated. He back in the mix. And he ready to work, obviously. He take a Premier Boxing and he's like, yo, give me anybody that y'all feel like could fuck with me. If you feel like that nigga could beat me, line him up with me. That's the type time that he on. So he definitely popping his shit. And 154 already popping. You know what I'm saying? Besides heavyweight this year, 154 was definitely getting busy and was one of the most action-packed divisions of 2024. One of the hottest divisions in boxing today, in my opinion. It's like motherfuckers having trouble holding the belt at 154 in reality. These belts doing musical chairs like a motherfucker out here. So Jermall Charlo is getting back in the mix, and since he's been gone, there's been some new niggas that popped up on the block, and they looking to make themselves known. You feel what I'm saying? We got Madrimov popping his shit. We got Bakram Murtazaliev popping his shit. Earl Spence moved up to the division. That may be very interesting considering they ain't got the same trainers no more. Sebastian Fundora that made a name for himself and became unified champion. Bud just grabbed the belt. This shit is going to be very interesting. Even more action-packed considering the fact that the man who's really the man of the division in reality is coming back into the picture and he looking for motherfucking smoke. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what Jermall Charlo had to say. I'm excited about him coming back in the division. And, yo, bro, Jermall Charlo versus a lot of these champions and top contenders, the shit will be super lit, bro. Imagine Jermall Charlo versus Terrence Crawford. That's a hell of a fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? Considering the fact that I think Jermall is like the champion of recess in the WBA. Terrence Crawford has the WBA. That's very interesting. Jermall Charlo, Earl Spence, PBC, Texas versus Texas. Was once brothers at one point. That's interesting. Jermall versus Virgil Ortiz, Texas versus Texas. That's interesting. My Jermall versus Jermall Charlo. That stylistically is a hell of a fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? Even if you throw him in there with a Bohachuk, that shit is lit, bro. It's definitely lit. But let me get into these questions right here. ESL with teacher Selvin is in the building. Salute to the brother Selvin. He says, name me a champion at 154 that Charlo could beat. I think that's what you meant to say. Selvin, I think he could beat Sebastian Fundora. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford, that's a tough outing for Jermall Charlo. I think that's definitely a tough outing for Jermall Charlo. I don't know how he does in that bout. Bakram Murtazaliev, I do think that that'll be a competitive fight as well. I think that stylistically is going to be a banger, but Jermall might be a little bit more intelligent than him from a boxing perspective, so he may very well defeat a Bakram Murtazaliev. Bakram is a big 154, but Jermall is a big 54 in his own right. Bakram has a lot of power, but so does Jermall Charlo. So that's a great fucking fight. But considering Jermall Charlo's experience, and facing better quality guys, because Bakram in reality is still like a new guy on the scene. You know what I mean? He got one, solid victory that's notable in my opinion against Tim Tszyu. But besides that, Jermall Charlo had became undisputed in the division, fighting all the top, the best opponents available. So I like his chances against Bakram. I think he could definitely shine amongst the other top guys in the division. I think Jermall could really do his thing there. That Canelo paper, absolutely. Ghost 787, what up? Des 22, what up? I'm just seeing y'all. My apologies. What up? What up? Well, stop motion, what I mean by that, and this is actually a good question. I actually like this question right here. He says, how can he be the man of the division when he hasn't fought at 54 in 3 years? Listen, what I'm trying to say, what I meant to say, let me actually rephrase that, because there's actually some new men in the division, that have a claim for, getting their respect as well. And I totally understand that. What I meant to say was he's the man to beat in reality. Although I don't know, has it been 3 years since he's competed? Because he did come off of a little layoff before the Canelo bout. Let's actually take a look at that. Jermall Charlo, I think his last fight at 54 was against Castaño, from what I understand. He had knocked out Castaño and became undisputed. Let's actually take a look. So 2021, yeah, man, that sounds about right. It's been a solid 3 years. No. Actually, it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years, because the first fight with Castaño was in 2021. Rematch Castaño in 2022, May of 2022. So it's been about it's 2 years going on 3. But regardless, what I meant to say, he's the man to beat because nobody ever beat him for his titles. Similar to Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor became undisputed at 140 pounds. There was politics that was involved. They ended up taking all of his belts. He was stripped of one fucking belt. And when Teofimo beat him, they claimed Teofimo to be the number one guy. A lot of people did at 140 pounds because he beat the man of the division. You feel what I'm saying? So is there other guys that can make a case for being a top dog of the division? Absolutely. You feel what I'm saying? But Jermall Charlo was somebody who, unlike everybody else that's in the division right now, obtained all the titles and didn't lose them to another man. You feel what I'm saying? So although he's been inactive and he came off of a terrible performance against Canelo, he's still that guy at 154, in my opinion. Now, is he the best guy? That remains to be seen. But I think he's that guy. There's a difference between being the best guy in your weight class and being that guy in your weight class. You feel what I'm saying? And I think whoever, were to, fight Jermall Charlo, actually defeat Jermall Charlo, who's only lost to 2 guys throughout the entire course of his career, and avenge one of them, I think they'll have a strong case for being the top dog of the division. because like I said, Jermall had a shitty performance at 168, but we can't take away what he did at junior middleweight. You feel what I'm saying? And Jermall is still one of them guys. And like I said, I think he holds his own with a lot of those dudes at 154. Like I said, I don't really like his chances too much against like Terrence Crawford. However, Sebastian Fundora, I'm convinced he'll defeat Sebastian Fundora. I think he'll beat Tim Tszyu, especially at this point in his career. I think he could beat a Virgil Ortiz. I think him versus Madrimov is a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? I would favor Jermall if he was more active. You know what I'm saying? Because Jermall, he was really a fucking problem at 54, bro. He had a good, solid foundation, good defense. You know what I'm saying? Kept his hands up real nice and tight. You know, fundamentally sound, and was in great shape. His conditioning was top tier. A lot of people never really spoke about that with Jermall. It seemed like he had that same thing that Earl Spence had in terms of getting stronger as the rounds went on. You know what I'm saying? Without the wear and tear that Spence had picked up throughout his career. You know, Jermall Charlo really lives the lifestyle. Like I seen that when he not training, you know, he doing like the bike ride and you know what I'm saying? The nigga swimming. You know, he lives the fighter lifestyle all year round. I think what's that shit called? Like triathlons and shit like that. He get into all of that. Like Jermall really one of them ones, in my opinion. You feel what I'm saying? At 154. So Jermall, his conditioning is top tier. Great punching power. When he sits down on his punches, he could really knock you out with one shot. He is one of those type of punchers. I think that as long as he's active, you know what I'm saying? I think that he could hold his own with just about anybody at 154. He's a career 154 at that. Like he was at the top of the division at 154 ever since he got his first world title. He's been relevant ever since then. This is probably the least relevant that he's been in his entire career. And that's only because, you know, he left the division real quick to get a little payday. You feel what I mean? Shout out to the boy Anonymous. Stop Motion said 2025 in a couple days. Doubt he gets a fight before May of 25. I mean, you might be right. You know what I'm saying? I think PBC has yet to like really announce, you know, any real dates. But you know what I'm saying? Who knows? He might come back in March. He might come back in April. We don't really know what PBC got up their sleeve right now. But in reality, thinking about things, he might come back in May. Like he might just come back in May and on like a Canelo undercard or some shit. I wouldn't be surprised if Jermall ended up on a Canelo undercard. You feel what I'm saying? But if he doesn't come back until May, you know, that's kind of crazy. You feel what I'm saying? That's a lot of time being wasted. You know, if you're inactive, especially at the weight class you were once dominating, you know a new year is coming up, you should be looking to get in the first quarter of that year, bro. Within the first 3 months of 2025, you need a date, man. You know, and to really get back in the mix, bro, you need at least 3 fights to get in the mix for the year, bro. Each quarter, like, you know, every 4 months, get you a fight date, bro. I don't know. But Jermall Charlo, he popping his shit, man. He looking for smoke, and he's making it clear that he willing to get in there with anybody. Now, there's some very intriguing matchups that could be made, not only from the PBC side, but from the Turkey Al-Sheikh side as well. Because 154 is on and popping for sure. Go 787 said, we also got to remember a fighter can't lose 14 pounds of muscle and come back immediately. It will affect your body. It's better to take time off and get used to the weight again. That's actually a great point, but who's to say? Jermall didn't really look muscular against Canelo Alvarez, in all honesty, man. Like, he looked very much how he looked at 154. He just looked like he had more water in his system, if we being honest. Looked like he just ate up to the weight. It didn't look like he put on muscle to have plans on staying at the weight. You feel what I'm saying? I genuinely believe that Jermall thought he was bigger than Canelo, so all he had to really do was just eat up to the weight class and not put on a shit ton of muscle. Jermall didn't really look that muscular to me. If you were to look at like him on the scale at 168 and look at him on the scale at 154, it's not really much of a difference from my observation. Maybe I got to go back and check, but I don't know if the dude put on 14 pounds of muscle. You know, I don't think that was what would happen. I honestly feel like Jermall just didn't cut. He probably went through the training camp and didn't really go through the weight cut process. You know what I'm saying? Because Jermall, you know, as disciplined as he is, he probably walks around 170, 175. So if you're doing 170, 175, you know, cutting to 168 might have been relatively easy. He said, bring Jermall with you, Mel. Real shit. He need to get active as well. But, you know what I mean? If he talking about he don't want to box no more and all that, then he just need to stay out the way. Bud, not the best in the world, in my opinion. It would be disrespectful to better be Canelo, Usyk, anyway. I don't think that'll be disrespectful at all. You know, Terrence Crawford has been at the top of the boxing world for a decade. You feel what I'm saying? That fought at a championship level for a whole decade. You know, went through 147 without even going to the judges' scorecards. You know, becoming a two-time undisputed champion in two different weight classes, being the first man to do it in the 4-belt era. You know, I don't think it's disrespectful to put Bud above neither one of those guys. Now, I have Alexander Usyk number one at this point in time just because of what he's doing right now. Like the streak that he's on is phenomenal. But, you know, Terrence Crawford definitely has a right in, you know, being a top 3 pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now. And on some real shit, I don't think neither one of those guys will be offended if you put Bud in front of them. I don't think Inoue will be offended. I don't think Better Beef will be offended. I think game recognizes game. And I honestly feel like, you know, I don't think they would have a problem considering how Bud's longevity and what he's been able to accomplish, bro. I don't think any of them would take offense. I don't think it's disrespectful at all. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you were to put Usyk number one, I'm not going to say that, oh, that's disrespectful to Better Beef or that's disrespectful to Inoue. I don't think any of them will ever be offended by that. You feel what I'm saying? It's just these guys are amongst the best in the world. And, you know, they every time they step in the ring, they making statements. So because they making these statements, bro, you know, they are making a strong case for being amongst the best in the world. You feel what I'm saying? Usyk is doing some phenomenal shit. That's why he's number one on my pound for pound. Being Anthony Joshua back-to-back and Tyson Fury back-to-back, you know what I'm saying? Being an undersized heavyweight, you know, and doing this in only about 7 fights, it's crazy to me. You feel what I'm saying? And you dominating in a way where you openly giving up belts. You openly giving up belts for other motherfuckers to win so you could beat them again. Like, that's how you know Usyk just in a different mode right now. His performances have been phenomenal. How the way he's able to make adjustments and how he's able to show you guys that skills pay the bills and how he's able to make these adjustments, you know, on the fly to, you know, achieve the victory. It's sensational. It's sensational. So, you know, but then what if Bud, you know, fights Jermall Charlo and then he sparks Jermall Charlo? Let's say Terrence Crawford fights Fundora and grabs them other 2 belts. He might jump right back to number one. What if he becomes the undisputed champion at 154 pounds by the end of this year? That's very possible. There's only 2 other champions in the division right now that have titles, Sebastian Fundora and Bakram Murtazaliev. He could fight both of them back-to-back and get every belt. And if he's able to become 3-time undisputed, it's like, all right, dog, like this shit is fucking insane. You know, he deserves to be pound for pound number one. So this shit could really switch up by the end of next year. We could be having a totally different discussion. Usyk might completely fall off in 2025. NUA might completely fall off in 2025. This boxing shit really shaky like that. One day you that nigga, the other day you not. The next day you not. So we just gonna have to wait and see. But I don't think it's disrespectful to any of those guys for putting Bud number one. You know, and at the end of the day, pound for pound, let's stay subjective, man. Everybody got different criterias. Everybody got different viewpoints on what makes a fighter a pound for pound level fighter. Some people pay attention to just skills. Some people just pay attention to resumes. Some people just pay attention to accolades. Some might do a little bit of three, you know, a little bit of all three. You know, some people put heavyweights, you know, on their pound for pound list. You know, all that type shit, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes they'll put a motherfucker on a pound for pound list just because they sell or they just happen to be a star. You know, like I see Gervonta Davis on niggas pound for pound list. I see Jaron Ennis on people pound for pound list. Are they on mine? No, but I don't knock the other people for doing that. It's all subjective. It's all opinionated. I'm not about to get mad at anybody's opinion. You feel what I'm saying? That's just what they think. I may disagree, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Not everybody agree with what the fuck I be talking about. So why the fuck I'm gonna be mad if for somebody saying something that I'm not in line with? Yeah, Terrence Crawford got some hellified accolades, bro. Yeah, people was mad as shit when I ain't put Gervonta. But look, I told y'all what the criteria was for the pound for pound list. I don't put drug cheese on my pound for pound list, which is why Canelo and other them dudes are there. I don't put heavyweights on my pound for pound list unless you moved up to heavyweight. If you like a full-blown heavyweight, I'm not gonna put you on the pound for pound list because when you talk about the very beginning of the pound for pound list, it was for undersized guys. You know what I mean? It was originally made for Sugar Ray Robinson because he was so skilled and was such, so many light years ahead of these fighters that he was, amongst that they was like, yo, if you was to put this man's skill set, who he is as a fighter, in a heavyweight body, he would dominate that division. If you put him in a cruiserweight body, he would dominate that division. If you would put him in a bantamweight, flyweight, whatever fucking weight class, super bantamweight body, he would dominate. You feel what I'm saying? So for that reason, it's like, bro, we know heavyweights. If you was to put a heavyweight against a flyweight, who's gonna win? If you was to put a top heavyweight against a top welterweight, who would win? We know that heavyweights are the superior at the end of the day, just because they're the bigger, more powerful people. So there's no reason to put heavyweights on your pound for pound list, in my opinion. What I go based off of is resume. And I weigh that very heavy because you can have all the skill in the world, but if you ain't beat nobody, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck do it matter? You know what I'm saying? I could be a very skilled basketball player. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm playing niggas in the middle of my, if I'm playing niggas in the middle of the hood and I ain't going to the league, you know what I'm saying? Like, who fucking cares? Like, are you that nigga in your neighborhood? But what about in your city? How about in your state? How about in your country? So resumes, I really put a lot of stock into. Skill set is another thing I put a lot of attention into. And what was the other one? Resume, skills, and accolades. That's what accolades are very important as well. You feel what I'm saying? I actually put accolades ahead of the skill set. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, what you account, the weight classes that you dominate, if you became undisputed, all of that shit, that's what people gonna remember at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's what make you a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? What you've accomplished. Not how skilled you are, but what you have accomplished. You feel me? But that's my pound for pound list. My pound for pound list may not be something that another channel might not fuck with. It's all opinionated, people. That's all. Bud, definitely a dog. I got Alexander Usyk number 1 on my pound for pound list. Terrence Crawford number 2. NUA number 3. Who I got? Better Beeve number 4. Bam number 5. I can't remember all of them, but y'all get my point. Shakur stopped Floyd. Bro, what the fuck is going on, bro? Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Bro, over here. Over here. Jesus Christ. God damn. Pet's annoying as fuck. Oh, Shay said Shakur stopping Floyd. I mean, that's possible. Because, look, man, Schofield, based off of what I've seen, he makes a lot of mistakes. He lunges in with shots. He abandons, he gets reckless, abandons his defense. And, Shakur not a one-punch knockout artist. Like, he not the nigga that's going to flatline you or none of that shit. But one thing about Shakur that's dangerous, especially when he lets his hands go, is that he's sharp. And what I mean by sharp is accurate. And accuracy is just as dangerous as being a one-punch knockout artist. Because I've seen people with high knockout ratios who don't even got that much pop in they punch, but the fact that they know where to place the punches, you know what I'm saying, where to shoot that shot, when that shot opens up, where to place it, knowing where the solar plex is, knowing where the liver is, like that's very fucking dangerous, and especially when they got the timing, like when they could catch you right in between the shots. Shakur Stevenson has showed that throughout his career as well. It can be dangerous for somebody like Schofield who makes a lot of mistakes, who makes a lot of defensive errors. You feel what I'm saying? And Shakur is also somebody, when he gets confident, he lets his hands go, that accumulation could get you up out of there too, because he might not hurt you a 1, 2, 3 shots, but if he's laying 20 punches around on you, by the time you in the 10th round, that's 200. That's about 200 shots. That's hit you in the head, hit you in the body. That shit really breaks you down, man. Your health bar is diminishing each and every round just because he's landing at will on you. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody always talks about power. Oh, he ain't got no power. All right, but if you are a sharp, accurate puncher, you are just as dangerous as a motherfucker who is a power puncher. Bernard Hopkins, he was never this big knockout artist. You feel what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya, he was praised for being more of a power puncher than Bernard. You know what I'm saying? But what Bernard do? Hitting with the precise body shot that Oscar De La Hoya cannot respond to within that 10-second time frame. You feel what I'm saying? So Bernard might have not been a fucking Gerald McClellan, G-Man Gerald McClellan, or a fucking Julian Jackson, but he knew where to place his shots. And because he knew where to place his shots, he was able to get some of these Hall of Fame level fighters up out of the ring. You feel what I'm saying? So this is what people really got to take into consideration, man. They got to open up their minds a little bit more and really think for a second. All right, Floyd Schofield got the higher knockout ratio. All right, he showed some pop. He's gotten some good finishes and shit like that. Not against anybody notable, but, if you look at his box rec, he's finished a lot of the guys he's been in the ring with. All right, cool. But he makes a lot of defensive errors that somebody as sharp and intelligent as Shakur could take advantage of. So let's not be surprised. I got Shakur Stevenson winning by decision. However, do not be surprised if Shakur were to hurt Schofield with a body shot, or, catch him with a flash knockdown, or may possibly even stop him. Because Shakur that type dude that if you got power and he feel it, he not really going to take any chances with you. He just going to do whatever he can to win, even if it's a boring fight. But, he running around talking about how Schofield ain't got no power. So once his mind made up, somebody like Shakur, if they mind made up that there's nothing you could do to hurt them, they going to punish you. They going to punish you. If you don't create no doubt in this motherfucker head, he coming to get you, bro. And if Shakur coming to get you, it's a good chance you in trouble, bro. You don't want to be in there with a confident Shakur. A confident you can't hurt me type of Shakur. Because then he coming to beat your ass. Like he did with Jermall Charlo, like he did with Yoshino, how he did with Oscar Valdez. The list goes on. You feel what I'm saying? Confident Shakur is dangerous. Absolutely. Absolutely. Great Gambino says, say he climbed the mountain and beat Canelo. Do you think he could stop Usyk if he goes to his division next? Who are you referring to? Are you referring to Terrence Crawford? Say he climbed that mountain and beat Canelo. I'm guessing you're referring to Terrence Crawford. Listen, man. I respect weight classes. You feel what I'm saying? In reality, I don't even want to see Bud even fight Canelo because I think that's going to be an uphill battle in itself. There's going to be a lot of questions that's going to be brought to the table. You know, when he makes that transition to super middleweight, how is his punch? Is he going to be able to take a clean shot? Because it's cool when you get hit by 47 and 154 guys. You know, 135 guys, 40, 47, 54 guys. That's the four weight classes that Terrence Crawford has been in. It's cool when you getting hit by them dudes, right? It's cool. You standing up to it. You got the frame to, acclimate to the weight. It's cool. But when you getting hit flush by 168 pounders, this is a different type of power. So what's your punch resistance going to be at? Is your conditioning going to be the same? Because you're not going to have to work that hard to get that weight up off you. If you ain't got to work that hard, then you know what I'm saying? Who's to say that your conditioning will be the same in comparison to you being at 147 or 154? How's your speed going to be? Because with that extra weight on you, are you still going to have that same agility? Are you still going to have that same foot and hand speed? How's your conditioning going to last throughout the course of 12 rounds? Like, there's a lot of things that's going to make it an uphill battle for Bud. You feel what I'm saying? But if he were to somehow beat Canelo at 168, no, he can't. He can't beat Usyk, man. Usyk is way too big. Way too much of a threat for Terrence Crawford, bro. Size is gonna play his part, and I don't even want to think about that type of fight because you know what I mean. That's not even something we should be looking at. We shouldn't even be looking at Canelo and Bud. And for reality, I think we took a lot of attention off of Benavidez and Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is slowly but surely just projecting their energy on Bud and Canelo, just allowing Canelo to walk out of the door. You know what I'm saying? Allowing him to duck David Benavidez. But it is what it is. Mazuma, how you think? Hold on. Let me read anonymous one first. I think an uppercut will be money. Floyd loves to lean over that front foot. Also catch Schofield when he's in the midst of switching. Timing will be key for Shakur. Yeah, he definitely be switch hitting, and when you repositioning your feet, well, when you switching, you out of position. When you switch your stances, you out of position for that small moment in time. So I definitely see what you're saying, and when you out of position, you're essentially off balance. So Shakur could definitely take advantage of that. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta be a little quick with that because Schofield ain't really like a slow kid. So he's gonna be making those transitions real quick. So he got to pick up on it and make him pay for it immediately. You feel what I'm saying? But the uppercut would definitely be money for Shakur. You know what I mean? Especially to the body. Because there'd be times where Schofield lean over and be standing completely square. I seen this man literally out of position, both his feet standing completely square, leaned over. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be a bad John if he gets hit with some flush uppercuts to the body. In Philly we call that a shovel, but yeah, there's a lot of opportunities that Shakur could take advantage of now. Is Shakur going to pull the trigger? Just going to have to wait and see. How you think Shakur measures distance? He measures distance with his lead hand. From what I've seen with Shakur, he likes to keep that lead hand out there just to see how far you are. You know what I'm saying? When you take it, and he uses his feet to measure his distance as well. Because when you take a step forward, he take a step back. When you take a step backwards, he's taking a step forward, and he's keeping that lead hand out there just to get an idea or some type of indication of how close or how far you are. You feel what I'm saying? So I think his lead hand gives him the idea of how close or how far his opponent is, and I think his feet is very important to how he gets in and out of range. You feel what I'm saying? just like with everybody. You know what I mean? What Shakur does, it's not really anything flashy. It's actually pretty simple. He's just really fucking good at that one field that a lot of people aren't actually able to pick up on. You feel what I'm saying? Stomach shot KO. That's what I don't know. Schofield Senior. Mama Schofield was talking about how he almost made his son shit himself with a body shot. So that might have been when he was younger and all that, but you shouldn't have said that because now there's questions on whether you could take a body shot or not. They keep running around talking about how Shakur the safest bet because he ain't got no power. All right, so if the nigga ain't got no power and he hurt you with a body shot, what that say about you? You feel what I'm saying? What that say about you? If you running around talking about how a nigga can't punch, meanwhile, he almost made you shit yourself with a body shot, what that say about you and your ability to take a body shot? Just think about this shit logically. Just think about it logically. There's no way I'm going to go around, me personally, just from my experience, there's no way I'm going to go around acting like a nigga a pillow puncher. He can't punch when I clearly remember him hurting me in a sparring session. Nah, Schofield ain't going to pull out. Coffee player said pause on my. Schofield not going to pull out. You know why? Because it's not really no lose-lose situation for him. Everybody, including myself, feel like Schofield going to come up short. Everybody feels like he going to come up short, right? So it's not really any pressure on him to perform well because we already got expectations that he going to get smoked, right? So all Schofield really has to do is put on a solid effort. And he's gonna continue to get opportunities. He going just like Edgar Berlanga. We all thought Edgar Berlanga was gonna get stopped, get smoked. You know what I mean? And he did get smoked, but because he showed heart, he actually made it through the course of the fight without getting stopped. A lot of people was giving this motherfucker a participation trophy. And now they still, and with him losing, now they want to see him with Caleb Plant. They want to see him with Jermall Charlo. They want to see him with all these big names in the super middleweight division. He didn't really lose anything. So with Schofield getting a career high payday, they talking about he getting 7 figures to fight Shakur Stevenson. They not about to fuck up that bag. They always talk about how they was homeless. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? They're not going to turn down the biggest payday of their career. They're not going to walk away from the biggest payday of their career. They're not on no Brian Norman shit. They're going to take that money. You know what I'm saying? And they saying that they taking this fight for experience. Just listen to what they saying. You feel what I'm saying? They know that there's a possibility they may lose to Shakur Stevenson. They know what Shakur capable of. I don't give a fuck what Schofield dad talking about. I think that nigga he be under my I think that nigga be he be hiding how he really feel about shit. Schofield dad not stupid. He know what the fuck going on. He know that Shakur a problem. He can say whatever he want. He can talk all the shit he want. He know what it is. But listen, these guys were once homeless at one point, and now they sitting at the biggest payday. They got the biggest payday of their career on the table, and they don't really got no expectation to live up to or surpass. So they looking at it as something for experience. A very life-changing fight financially. And as long as they put on a solid effort and Schofield show he a dog or he's determined or he ain't showing no bitch in his blood, people gonna build a solid fan base. You feel what I'm saying? He gave Shakur a target. That's a fact. Shout out to the boy Victor. He said Shakur loves the probe and fighters hate it. Exactly. Shakur is great at everything. Unlike other fighters, they have 2-3 things they do really well. Well, I see what you're saying. I feel like Shakur don't really show versatility all like that. I think Shakur is Shakur each and every time he fought. You feel what I'm saying? Like I've seen him use his legs more in certain fights and shit like that. But Shakur is who he is each and every time he fights. Like we don't really see anything too much different. But I see what you're saying though. Oh, first of all, this nigga named Tinky Winky. That's crazy. Nigga said I got Kid Austin stopping Shakur. Ooh wee. That should have definitely beat it. And I know it's the beginning of the 2025, but if he was to stop Shakur, that's upset of the year for sure. I wouldn't say, yeah, I'm not gonna say Shakur great at everything. I just think that he's really great at what he specializes in. You know, like I never see, I'm not gonna say that because we ain't never see a brawler side of Shakur. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never there's some things that we ain't never seen. We probably never gonna see because what Shakur does, it's enough to defeat a majority of these guys in the boxing world. Is the Tio Matias fight still a thing? Uh, I mean, they've been pretty quiet, so I'm taking that as a good sign. Because usually when they quiet, that means they working some shit behind the scenes. I haven't heard neither fighter come out and say that the fight's chalked. I haven't heard Bob Arum talk about how the fight not happening or anything like that. So I just think they probably ironing out some things and getting some shit situated. And we should probably have an announcement sometime soon. If the fight is supposed to be lined up for March, we should hear something by January. Just logically speaking. You know what I mean? If they get like a good 8 weeks to promote a fight, you know what I'm saying? That'll be a good amount of time. So we should be hearing something within the next few days, honestly. I don't think Bud looked bad against Majumov. I think he was in a chess match that was competitive. I thought he won clearly though. But it's always like that for black fighters, bro. It's always like that for black fighters. It's like they put you on a pedestal that's so high that if you show a little bit of vulnerability in the ring or things just look slightly competitive, then the performance ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not enough. Like if LeBron James, for example, the nigga touching, he touching 40. He might be 40 already. I don't even know how old LeBron is, but let's say the nigga dropped 20 points. They gonna talk about how he washed. If he dropped 18, 20 points, they're gonna talk about how he washed. Why? Because they hold, even though this man is clearly on the decline, they hold him to such a high pedestal that if he do shit that they look at as subpar, they're gonna criticize him. Now, if you gave that 20 points and 8 assists and 10 rebounds to Ben Simmons, everybody gonna talk about how Ben Simmons back. You know what I'm saying? You get that shit to Luka. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna talk about how white bull cooking, but because it's LeBron, you know what I'm saying? It's always different. It's always different for black fighters. I'm telling you. Now, if let's say that was Lomachenko who had that same performance, let's say he was a 54 pounder and he fought Majumov. He put on that same performance. They're gonna talk about how he's the Matrix, and it's always different, bro. I'm telling you. Bud versus Majumov was highly competitive. It was a good competitive fight. I looked at it like a competitive chess match. But I still, with that being said, there are competitive fights that have a clear winner. And I think that Bud and Majumov was one of those circumstances. I think there was one of those examples. Hassan7 says it's not about Bud not getting the stoppage. It's about him taking 3 fights in a row from someone who doesn't not have many pro bouts. I mean, but the thing is, even with him not having that many pro bouts, he was world champion. You feel what I'm saying? Like even though he did not, what you're saying is true. He didn't have many pro bouts. However, he was a world champion. So because he had that belt and that fight was, offered to him, of course, Bud wanted to be a 4-division world champion. And with Fundora blatantly ducking him when he was looking for the fight, Majumov was the next best option. So, I mean, I'm not gonna discredit him or knock him for that. I think Majumov was the next best opponent. Because he was clearly chasing Fundora, but saying Saluku is, Fundora is medically suspended for 6 months. Then Fundora came out and was like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I didn't have no problems. You feel what I'm saying? So of course he had to look in a different direction. Turkey Al Sheikh offered him that, probably gave him a nice little bag to fight out in LA, and he took on the opportunity. Why not? Ghost 787 says, yeah, because I'm trying to see Matias work T.O. body all night. That's a pause, but we're gonna let it rock. I really believe Matias doesn't like him at all, and he will be at his best, and would love to see Hitchens shitting himself again. Shout out to the boy Ghost 787. That's a great comment right there. Matias definitely don't like Teofimo. I think if anybody go out their way to call another man a pussy, that just goes to show that he don't really respect them. So I hope that you're right. I really hope that Matias doesn't like him at all and that he comes into the fight at his best, because I feel like Matias at his best could give Tio a lot of problems and may even possibly beat him. You feel what I'm saying? Matias walk him down, rough, high value punching, brawler type style. That's going to give Tio a lot of problems, because Tio is the type of dude that likes to set his feet, time fighters and, counter punch them and shit like that. And, he might have success with Matias in the beginning with that. But when Matias is marching Tio down with the high guard and, not really having much respect for his power and pushing him backwards, it's going to be a different story. And then when these punches start landing on T.O., the punches start landing on the elbows, the shoulders, the arms, he might sneak in a nice little body shot here and there. And, he doesn't seem to be getting tired. It seems like he's getting stronger as the rounds go on and the volume is just intensifying. That's a nightmare of a style to be in there with, bro. It's a nightmare of a style to be in there with. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't even getting into Oscar De La Hoya's statement yet. You know what I'm saying? Because we definitely going to cook on that. But we about to be an hour in. Shit, I got to get to this ASAP. Let me read these comments, then I'm going to get into it. He said, I swear to God, racism's still a thing. Unfortunately, it will always be a thing, Coffee. It will always be a thing, unfortunately. Spence fans really try to say Bud was on Peds versus Arrow. When people say that and there's no definitive proof, they always look goofy. So I never really cared for, those type Jones. Now, Bud had a history of being on PEDs, and all right, that's just something that Bud got to deal with. That's just a stain on his jacket that people, bringing up. The thing about Conor Benn, every time he fight now, if he look impressive, they're going to talk about how he might still be on the juice. That's just something he got to deal with because he fucked up and made that mistake. But Bud has never tested positive for PEDs. You know what I mean? There's no definitive proof. So you just talking. You just really hating, trying to rain on somebody's parade. That shit corny. You feel me? So I don't really get into that. I don't really listen to them dudes. Go 787. Hitch is talking real crazy out in these streets. When dude was trembling at the lamos. That's what I was talking about with Hitchens yesterday, bro. Like he a part-time tough nigga, and I don't really fuck with them type dudes. They pussy to me. You feel me? Tinky Winky was next for Jared Anderson. I don't know, man. I was saying how he should fight Fa Ajagba. I had called for that fight, but it seemed like Bakoli gonna fight Fa from what I understand. So I don't know, bro. Maybe get Jared back in the mix, get him back in the winning category. You know what I'm saying? Put him on like Keyshawn and Baranchek's undercard or something. And you know what I'm saying? Try to line him up. Try to build him up right, man. Put him in there with some actual heavyweights that he can learn from. You know what I'm saying? Tighten up your defense and all that good shit and get back to work. But I don't really care too much for Jared Anderson and what he got going on, because he made it clear that he don't really give a fuck about what the fans think. He don't care to be world champion. And if you don't care for, excelling in the sport, so why should I support you? Why should I support you if you don't really care to excel in the sport? You just want to get your money and leave? All right, get your money and leave then. You know what I'm saying? Anderson versus Michael Hunter. That's a good one. Yeah, Anonymous. I never seen MarkMazuma fight like that until he fought Bud. That's a fact. Because before that, I was seeing MarkMazuma just steamroll niggas. Because they ain't belonging there with him. But when there's different levels, you got to do different shit. You ain't gonna get away with that. That shit that you was getting away with in algebra 1, you ain't gonna get away with that shit in calculus. You feel me? It's different levels. You gotta reach into your bag and pull out something different. That regular shit ain't gonna work over here. But anyways, let me pull up this interview from Fight Hub TV, man. It was Oscar De La Hoya talking, and Oscar De La Hoya had his motherfucking promoter hat on, as he should. You know what I mean? He's no longer a fighter. He got Golden Boy Promotions. You know, he's a relevant promoter in the sport of boxing. So, of course, he should have his motherfucking promoter hat on and all that good stuff. You feel what I'm saying? But this is coming from a man who Schofield had admitted that didn't believe in his chances in beating Shakur Stevenson. They went and they told, and this was according to Schofield Senior, not me, that Oscar De La Hoya was like, "Yo, we could keep you undefeated for 10 years, and this ain't the fight that you should be looking for," and all this other shit was really just trying to convince Schofield, but because they were so adamant about making the fight happen, and not really wanting to budge off of a square. Floyd De La Hoya even said it. He was like, "All right, man, like I want you to do something else, but if this is what you want, then I'll give it to you," type shit. It seems like De La Hoya, with him accepting that most likely, Schofield is going to get cashed out against Shakur Stevenson or may come up short. Now he's coming out and he's giving his reasoning as to why he feels like Schofield has a good chance. You feel what I'm saying? So let me actually try to pull up the actual part.
You're wearing a ring magazine.
Shout out to Marcos Villegas for putting this interview together.
Fans are included in the sport. That the in the exhibition status. Could you let us know what's happening with that and what's going on with that situation? Boxing. He loves being a tune-up fight, possibly in late April. Or towards that, or if like it made things like too personal, like, hey, you're suing me for this dumb thing. No. When it comes to fighting the very best,
trying to find the right time frame,
getting to the top and making history, like that's his mentality. I love that. But for my taste, I think yes, it was a little too ambitious, but they know exactly what they're doing. The father knows his son.
Okay, he talking about.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I was the first one to say, hey, you have to wait. We have a plan for you. We have a strategy for you. And but the father was very adamant. The father in particular was the one who wanted this fight. Kid Austin, he's a fighter. He's a throwback fighter. He's actually my favorite fighter today. When it comes to fighting the very best, fighting anybody, getting to the top and making history.
I didn't know that.
His mentality. I love that. But for my
De La Hoya said that Kid Austin is his favorite fighter. Probably capping, probably just in his promoter bag, but that's interesting. I never heard nobody say that Kid Austin was their favorite fighter.
Taste, I think yes, it was a little too ambitious, but they know exactly what they're doing. The father knows his son. We know his abilities inside the ring. Is it a little too early? Maybe. Is it the right time? Could be. Who knows? Only Kid Austin knows inside that ring that night. So I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. I think it's going to be a very, very entertaining fight. Look, Shakur Stevenson is coming off an injury. And Kid Austin must take advantage of that injury. And I'm sure he'll find a way with his new team, with his new corner, with Ronnie Shields and his father in the corner. So, look, I think Kid Austin has a tremendous.
Just to clarify, I swear I heard Schofield say that, Ronnie Shields was never Schofield Jr.'s coach, but was Schofield Sr.'s mentor. This is what he said. So, and I don't think Ronnie Shields will be in his corner for this fight. I think they just hired Joanne Guzman to get ready for him because they wanted to hire him before, but they couldn't afford him, but now they can. So I think Joanne Guzman is going to be the new addition to the corner that Oscar De La Hoya is speaking on for clarity. There might have been some things that have changed, but that was what I was informed in an interview with Mill City not too long ago.
This tremendous chance at dethroning a pure amazing boxer in Shakur Stevenson.
What would you say to him in the corner, or like how would you map out a strategy to beat a Shakur Stevenson at?
Here come Oscar De La Hoya with the blueprints. Y'all remember Oscar De La Hoya? He said he had the blueprint on how to beat Floyd. He said he took it out the safe and he handed it to Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez came up short, but Oscar De La Hoya is extremely convinced. I heard him on Club Shay Shay talk about how he knew exactly how to beat Floyd. So here's Oscar De La Hoya's blueprint on how to defeat Shakur Stevenson.
This point, given the tools that Floyd Schofield has at this point.
No, I love his chances because look, one thing about Floyd is that
he said he loves Schofield's chances, but was just saying how they had a plan and this isn't the fight that they're looking for. And like, if you like his chances, then why initially were you trying to back out of the fight and completely avoid the fight overall? Seems a bit contradictory.
He doesn't fight head first. He's a fast puncher. He's a strong puncher. His reflexes are cat.
He said Schofield don't fight head first. Do he watch his fighter? Cause I swear to God, I could put some clips together where Schofield just lunging in head first. It's ironic.
Head first. He's a fast puncher. He's a strong puncher. His reflexes are cat-like. He's a fighter who fights tall. So I think that if Floyd Schofield can fight tall with a lot of pressure and using that jab, the jab is going to be the key. The jab is the key for Shakur Stevenson style, for Floyd Mayweather style, for the Shell style. The jab is the key. And I love Floyd's chances because of his footwork. He has tremendous footwork. Probably one of the best feet work in the sport today.
Oscar De La Hoya says that Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin, has some of the best footwork in boxing today. Do he watch his fighter fight? Do he know his fighter? He got him confused with somebody else, y'all. What's this nigga talking about? Let me know if I'm tripping. Kid Austin has some of the best footwork in boxing today because he switched. So switching from orthodox to southpaw, that equates to you having great footwork. I know street niggas that do that. Am I tripping? What do this nigga Oscar be doing, bro? This nigga says Schofield has some of the best footwork in boxing.
The jab is the key. And I love Floyd's chances because of his footwork. He has tremendous footwork. Probably one of the best feet work in the sport today.
Yo, listen to that shit, yo. He said some of the best. Fucking liar, nigga. Stop lying.
Tremendous footwork. Probably one of the best feet work in the sport today. So the explosiveness, the speed, the IQ. I think Floyd has a great shot.
Yeah, Shakur though on the flip side, just the way he's able to disable sometimes opponents' offense, it makes it tricky. And you mentioned jab. Shakur has a great jab also. So yeah, that's a tough cookie to crack there.
It is, and it's.
Shout out to Marcos for pushing back a little bit on that. Like, nigga, you saying that, but what Marcos is basically saying is easier said than done. So shout out to Marcos for, not letting Oscar just say whatever.
It's not easy to crack, but it's very doable. Every time I watch styles like Shakur or even Floyd's, yeah, the G is the jab is the key. That's basically it. And fight tall. I think with a nice stance on your feet and fighting tall, because a lot of fighters make the mistake of.
Now, listen, Oscar may have the right idea on how to beat somebody like Floyd or how to beat somebody like Shakur Stevenson. However, is the fighter that you have and Kid Austin capable of taking that advice and executing it against somebody as skilled as Shakur Stevenson? Now, look, I just seen a comment right here. J805, shout out to J805. He said Schofield needs to fight like Maidana versus Floyd 1. I see exactly what you're talking about. However, is Kid Austin capable of doing what Marcos Maidana does? Is he capable? Because we can have a blueprint all day. Like we could show, we could have a plumber come into the crib and give them step-by-step instruction on how to do something, or give them the exact blueprint on how to do something. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be able to execute it. There's different levels to this shit. We got like motherfucking up and coming plumbers. Then we got master plumbers. The master plumber may be able to get that job done for you in the exact way that you want it. It all is all dependent on the person. You might have a beautiful game plan, but if that person that you're giving that game plan to is not on the level necessary to execute that, then that game plan is as good as nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya told us that he took the Mayweather blueprint out of the safe and handed it to Canelo Alvarez. The problem is Canelo Alvarez was not stylistically capable of doing what it took to beat Floyd. He did not have that shit in him. And plus, he was very inexperienced at the time. So if you ain't got the experience to beat Floyd and you don't have the qualities necessary in order to rough Floyd up or just make it a brawl the entire time, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to work out. You feel what I'm saying? Marco's definitely a dick rod. I ain't gonna lie to you. He be dicky and heavy, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let's hear what Oscar got to say to end this shit off.
Crouching down, which gives Shakur or Floyd Mayweather that advantage of landing the jab to your head easily because if they're fighting tall. So it's like them looking from the outside, looking in.
I'm gonna make a Star Wars reference. It's the high ground.
Exactly. So they're very smart boxers, and but there's ways of beating that style.
That February 22nd card is an amazing card. It's super stacked.
Well, that's what Oscar had to say. And, he made some valid points, like, fighting tall. I get what he's saying by that. You know what I'm saying? And, keeping the jab in Shakur Stevenson's face and things of that nature. And look, man, he got the right idea. He know what the fuck he talking about. Oscar De La Hoya is one of the greats. You feel what I'm saying? So, of course, it's good to hear, Oscar De La Hoya's, thoughts on boxing, on how to overcome certain styles. I love to hear that type of shit because, I feel like a lot of these legends, they don't really give back and really share their knowledge. I feel like a lot of them is selfish in reality. So it's good to hear Oscar tap into that, fighter perspective. However, Oscar knows just as much as we know. That is easier said than done. And I think he's very aware, just like we are, that Schofield, although he's young, has a lot of potential, he doesn't have the tools necessary. He is not on the level necessary in order to execute that game plan. This nigga, he said, Mark, how do you guys fill your heavy bags at the gym? No Sean Combs. That's hilarious. No Sean Combs is fucking hilarious. I'm assuming you're talking about our water bags. You talking about our aqua bags? What we do is we hang the bag up while it's completely empty, right? And the aqua bags have, a hole where you could pause. it has a hole where you can insert the hose in. You feel what I'm saying? So we take a hose, we connect it to our faucet in our bathroom, and we let the water go from the faucet, carry through the hose, and into the water bag until it fills up to as much as we need it to, and then take the hose out and then just let it rock. Don't never fill up the aqua bag before hanging it up. That's a 200 to 300 pound bag that you don't hang that shit up while it has no water in it, and then just fill it up. I don't know. That was a random ass question, but it is what it is. J.A. said he's not supposed to say Shakur going to whoop Kid Austin. Of course not. That's why I said he got his promoter hat on. I'm sure if he was completely neutral on the fight, like if he didn't have no promotional ties to either one of those guys, he would tell you the truth. But considering the fact that he has money invested in Kid Austin, he has a partnership, from what I understand, with Kid Austin, he's going to root for his guy. And that's what he's supposed to do. Even if you feel like your guy don't really got a chance, or there's a likelihood he may come up short, still root for your guy. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not knocking him for that. He got his promoter hat on. That's what he's supposed to do. But I do think at the same time that I think De La Hoya, he capping a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He definitely capping a little bit. He did make it. He was being a little transparent as well, though, saying how that wasn't the fight that he wanted Schofield to take. But his father was real adamant about it, so he just he letting them rock and shit like that. So if a promoter's not adamant and you taking a fight, that's another word for saying they don't really believe in your chances of winning that bout. If they did, look, because if De La Hoya was very, very confident that Schofield could beat Shakur, he would have went after Shakur. It's a reason why they're trying to go around Shakur. They understand that Shakur is dangerous, and Shakur may very likely give Schofield his first L. And for a promoter, it's a whole process with taking an undefeated fighter who just experienced their first loss and bringing them back on the road to becoming world champion or being back in big fights. You feel what I'm saying? Pagad said, damn, I missed the whole live. Damn, dog, you slipping. Shout out to the 35 people that's in the building. If y'all can hit the like button, that'd be very much appreciated. So De La Hoya, long story short, motherfucker said he got the blueprint to beat Shakur. I think it's easier said than done. I think only certain fighters are capable of executing that specific blueprint he's referring to. And I don't believe Schofield has the abilities or the experience necessary in order to execute that. That's just my personal opinion. But, I've been wrong before. So we'll see. We'll see. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being known and that topic pretty much being covered, let's get into some open boxing topics, man. I'm feeling pretty good right now. You know what I'm saying? I got my son sleeping in the other room. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to lay up with him within the next 10 to 15 minutes. So let's get into some topics, man. What y'all want to talk about? You know what I'm saying? What's on your mind? You feel what I'm saying? We 3 days away from New Year's Eve. 4 days away from being in 2025. How y'all feeling? Ask y'all questions, man. It could be boxing related. It don't gotta be boxing related. You can chop it up with me like a regular person. Let me know what's on your mind. Talk to me. It ain't always gotta be about boxing. So let me know what we got going on. And by the way, Nergana, whatever your name is, I hope I answered your question because you didn't even respond after that. Go787 said, hot take, MarkMazuma going to drop Virgil 3 times like Bohachuk. What you think, Mazuma? It's possible. It's possible. Listen, man, this is I think this is a tough stylistic matchup for Virgil, if we're being honest. MarkMazuma ain't nobody to play with. You feel what I'm saying? I guess I think they was banking on MarkMazuma getting damaged in the Bohachuk fight before he went into that fight so they could get a lesser version of him. Nah, man, he found a way up out of that Bohachuk fight. So he going to be 100% locked, loaded, ready to go with Virgil. So Virgil got to be on point. But if MarkMazuma takes the same approach like he did with Bud, I think Virgil's going to have a tough time picking up on MarkMazuma's timing, first of all. In terms of, Virgil being able to set up his offense and running them into shots, I think that's going to be really tough to do. I also think it's going to be tough from a timing perspective where he's going to have trouble, figuring out what Majumov is going to throw and when he's going to throw it. You feel what I'm saying? Least favorite fighter growing up, dog, I ain't like Antonio Tarver, bro. I couldn't stand that motherfucker. I wasn't even the craziest Roy fan either. I just didn't like Antonio Tarver. Sean Porter, never liked him. I respected him, but I hated his style. Who else? I didn't really hate fighters growing up, bro. I was such like a boxing a boxing fanatic that I appreciated everybody for who they was. You feel what I'm saying? Because I was a big Tito fan, I didn't really fuck with De La Hoya like that. I felt kind of threatened by De La Hoya at the time. Didn't like Pacquiao because I fuck with Floyd so heavy. I looked at Pacquiao as a threat. You know what I'm saying? So whenever he came up short, I loved it. I don't know. It was a few people, bro. You know what I mean? That's why, I be understanding why these niggas be hating on Shakur and Haney and shit like that when they be Tank fans, because they low key, they won't admit it, but they feel threatened by those fighters. You know what I'm saying? They feel like that those fighters are threats to their favorite fighter. You feel what I mean? And I understand it because, growing up as a boxer fan, I went through that shit like, man, fuck De La Hoya, bro. Like, shit. Answer the stranger question. What's Pivot Boxing Academy? It's with two T's, brother. Pivott. Pivot Boxing Academy's biggest goal for 2025. Just continue winning, bro. Continue to develop our amateur stable. You feel what I'm saying? I think that's the biggest thing. Continuing to build fighters. Take them to the Golden Gloves. Eventually get some national tournaments under our belt. Just continue to build our amateur stable, and then continue to build and maintain our amateur stable. And then on top of that, continue to work with our pros and get them in positions to fight for regional titles, state titles. Get some type of ranking in a sanctioning body and really get this show on the road. You feel what I mean? We've been doing a phenomenal job with our amateurs. Me specifically, I had a great year. Had some losses, here and there, not nothing too crazy. Definitely had a winning record this year with very little losses, so I'm very appreciative of that. But definitely got some more work to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. Because as long as you're developing your amateur program and you keep winning, people are gonna want to know what the recipe is, and they're gonna keep coming to the gym. The more people that come to the gym, the more that we flourish and succeed financially. So I think that's what our main goal is. My father might have another take, but that's what I'm concerned about. As long as the fighters are prospering and doing their thing and building a strong reputation for us, we'll always be in business. We'll always be successful. We'll always be thriving. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't like Antonio Tarver at all. Fuck Antonio Tarver. What is the best combination you've seen in a fight live or on TV? I believe Marquez got some of the best up. Juan Manuel Marquez was fucking nasty, bro. Combinations? That's a good one. I really got to think about that. The best combination you've seen in a fight live or on TV. One of the nastiest combinations I ever seen was actually in a sparring session. It was Atif O'Burlton, bro. Atif hit the nigga with a double punch. He hit him with the double punch, bro. Went like this. Boom. Hit him on both sides of his head. Hit him with a left hook to the body. Dropped down. Threw the left hook to the body. He threw the left hook to the head. Dropped down. Threw the left hook to the body. Had the nigga screaming. Oh! Took everything about his system. I'm like, God damn. That was one of the nastiest ones. I gotta really think about that. That's a good. Roy Jones definitely has some nasty combinations. Sugar Ray Leonard had some nasty combinations. Damn. Andy Ruiz used to let them bitches fly, bro. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good one. I really gotta think about that. Yeah, I couldn't stand Pacquiao. He used to put fear in my heart when it came to Floyd, especially when he was on that, on them power pellets. You feel what I'm saying? What's the biggest fight next year? Um, I mean, based off of what's available to us right now, Bivol and Better Beef, right? I think that's safe to say. Morel Benavidez is a good one. Yeah, I got that from Floyd Anonymous. He was like, Pac-Man like to take them power pellets. Yeah, that's what got him sued. Pacquiao sued him, and they had to settle out of court. Pacquiao ain't getting no criticism for that though. Devin Haney will sue Ryan Garcia for cheating, and he get criticized. But Floyd will be like, oh, Floyd, Pac-Man like them power pellets, and Pac-Man consume them, and they be like, yeah, man, that's what Floyd get, man. The double standards is real, ladies and gentlemen. Gotti Ward, those always crazy ass fights to watch. Pacquiao had one of the most annoying fan bases. Woo! What weight class was Crawford at his prime? 47. 40 honorable mention. Because his streak at 47 was crazy. But none of his fights at 47 went to the judges. That's crazy to think about, but that's the reality. Nobody at 147 made it the distance. I think besides, obviously, Madrimov, the last nigga to make it to the cards with Bud was probably like Victor Postal. I think Victor Postal was the last nigga he might have been, bro. That's the only dude I remember making it to the scorecards with Bud. And then as soon as he hit 47, it was just a wrap. Haney versus Garcia, too. Well, De La Hoya was acting like he don't really care for the rematch. We'll see, bro. I don't know, bro. Ryan Garcia is suing Dev right now because they feel like they're being forced to take the rematch. They feel like they're being coerced into taking the rematch. Bro, when Marquez knocked out Pacquiao fan base disappeared, bro. I was on YouTube. I was on inconsistently, but I was on YouTube when all that shit was going on, bro. They used to call them niggas pack tards, bro. They was the craziest fan, bro. Y'all think that Tank got a crazy fan base? Y'all wasn't around, bro. Y'all think Tank had a crazy fan base? Y'all niggas was not around. Pacquiao had the craziest fan base of all time. Pound for pound, Pacquiao fan base was the goofiest. They was the goofiest group of people ever. Some of the most racist pieces of shit you could ever think of, bro. I'm trying to tell you. When Pacquiao finally lost to Floyd, all them fucking accounts disappeared, bro. They changed different names. They deactivated, created different accounts under different names. Bro. Victor says, I have a good question for you. I used to box when I was young. I loved it. I got diagnosed with cancer. Oh, man, I'm sorry about that, man. Damn. I switched to wrestling and I wanted to go get crisp again at 37. Will gyms still train me? Absolutely. Why wouldn't they? First of all, I'm sorry about the cancer stuff. I got a chronic illness myself. I know it's nothing in comparison to cancer, but hopefully you're doing well with that. You 37 years old. You want to get crisp again? Absolutely, bro. Just find you a good gym that prioritizes boxing. Stay away from the fitness type gyms. Get into a real boxing gym. A boxing gym that develops fighters. And hire put some money up, man. Like if you got some money to spare, hire you a boxing trainer. You know what I'm saying? Have them run you through the fundamentals again, tighten back up. You know what I'm saying? And get crisp again, brother. It's all up to you though. Ain't nobody gonna look for you. You gotta come out and do it yourself, man. That's what I would suggest. Victor, where you from? I could probably send you, depending on where you at, I could probably send a good gym your way. I'm well connected, throughout the country with these boxing gyms. Just let me know, man. I could probably point you into the right direction. Yep, fuck cancer, bro. Colorado Springs? Shit, you go to the Olympic training center. Say no, I'm just fucking with you. Colorado Springs. I don't really know nobody out in Colorado Springs. I do have a fighter whose mom lived in Colorado Springs for a little bit, so he will go over there and he'll work out while he over there. So maybe he might know. But let me see. I don't know what the boxing culture is like in Colorado Springs. Shout out to Colorado though. Y'all coming through showing love to Mazuma TV. Salute. Looks like y'all got a few gyms. Y'all got old school boxing gym, BFS boxing. There's a gym called Boxing with Love. Oh shit. That sounded a little kinky. Triple Threat Gym, Y Barras Boxing Club, Rock Box Fitness. That's the gyms you should stay away from. Whenever gym got fitness involved, there's even a Floyd Mayweather Boxing plus fitness. You should stay away from that gym too. That's just a franchise for real. You ain't never gonna see Floyd over there. Shit, I would look at the old school boxing gym. That would catch my attention. Oh yeah, that's like a real gym for real. Oh yeah. That look all right. Wait, what happened? I ain't even see the comment from the dude. What he say? Thanks, Victor. I appreciate that, man. Do I think Philadelphia what? He said I can't fight. That's funny. You would never run up on me though. I know that. I don't even be tripping, bro. You know how many times I done got threatened? You know how many times I got threatened on the internet? And ain't shit ever happened. And I'll be outside all the time. Y'all bitch ass niggas be trying to have conversations with me. When I be out at these fights, are you Mazuma TV? Yeah. Oh man, I watch your channel. Oh, that's what's up. I was in Atlantic City. 3 niggas came up to me. One of them I knew, Crown Jewels Boxing. Salute. He an actual channel. He be out here. He a former pro fighter. He a coach. You know what I'm saying? So me and him ain't never had no problems. Real recognized real. But them other niggas, they probably was very much haters too. They probably in the block section of my YouTube and they come up palms and teeth. Yeah, I know, Dick Eater. Watch your channel all the time, bro. I don't really comment. Yeah, you probably don't comment because you block, bitch. That's probably why. But you know, it is what it is. Blunt Sports, what up? He said, nigga, you can't fight out of nowhere. That's funny. How about this though, young boxing fan, whatever the fuck your name is? We could do, we could do this. We could do some mixed martial arts shit. Me and you could wrestle. We could wrestle. Pause. See how that shit go, and then after that we could box, and then we could see how that shit go. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Fucking strangle you, nigga. Slam you on your fucking neck, nigga. He said, man, why y'all kick cuz? That's him as another account. Now we gonna pack you up too, dickhead. Dream on, dream for the year. Let's wrestle, kid. Let's wrestle. Yeah. Kind of told Khabib that shit. Let's wrestle, kid. Let's wrestle. You're gonna be wrestling my knuckle out of your orbital bone. That was the funniest shit, bro. I watched that shit like 100 times. Connor was like, let's wrestle, kid. Let's wrestle. Oh, yeah. He said, no, you're going to wrestle my knuckle out of your orbital bone. Oh, my God. That shit had me crying. Wrestle my knuckle out your orbital bone. Oh. Yo. Connor was the fucking bid. He said, fire live today. Good boxing talk all around. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. We do that on the regular, bro. Sometimes we get caught up in irrelevant shit, but you know what I mean, we be chilling overall. You feel me? What else we talking about? Let's close out with something. What we talking about? If McGregor fights Paul, he getting stopped. You heard about that happening? I heard about it being with Logan Paul, not Jake. I heard about him conversing with people out in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if he was talking to some princes or whatever the case is about doing some. I don't know if it's an exhibition or an official fight. But regardless, I think it was with Logan Paul. But if it's Logan, Logan ain't shit in comparison to Jake, in my opinion. I don't think he could really box as well as Jake Paul. So it might give Conor a better opportunity. I don't know, bro. Conor like on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Conor on some bullshit. Like, you know, he pulled out of that VADA testing shit. You know, got on them steroids to heal from that broken leg he got with Dustin Poirier. You know what I'm saying? He put on all this motherfucking weight. He having lawsuits, civil lawsuits for, you know, fucking with women. He was supposed to fight Michael Chandler. That shit fell through. I don't know what's up with dude, bro. Yeah, I seen Conor doing like some training. You know what I mean? But that shit don't guarantee a fight. It seemed like he prioritizing Logan Paul over being in the octagon. So yeah, kind of really fucked himself over, bro. His main motivation was the money, and he got it. Now he ain't motivated by shit, but I think what's keeping his flame a little bit alive is his ego. You know what I'm saying? Like he infatuated with being the man. He don't really care to be great or be hungry anymore, but he don't want to let go of the fact that he was that nigga at one point in time. Logan was purely WWE. He be dibbling and dabbling, bro. So like he'll be in WWE for a little bit, then he over here doing this. Then I don't fucking know, bro. Do I think Jake beats KSI? Jake got knock KSI the fuck out. KSI not good, bro. I don't know what gives that nigga like the idea that he's like this good boxer. Bro, you're trash, bro. You athletic, you got some power, but like you ain't no intelligent nigga. Like you ain't Jake Paul not really all that either, but you know what I mean? He better than you. That's all he really need to be, for real, for real. Dylan Dane is trash in boxing. I mean, I don't see how. And this is the thing about mixed martial artists, right? I see a lot of them trash boxing. They try to minimalize boxing and act like it's a limited form of fighting. And first of all, boxing is, according to ESPN and a lot of other studies that's been done, boxing is the hardest sport in the world. So that's first of all. More people lose their life in boxing in comparison to MMA. So based off of that, it's safe to say that boxing is the more dangerous sport. Y'all might be more. There might be more things for y'all to resort to, like jujitsu, taekwondo, karate, all that shit. But boxing is the more dangerous sport. And this is the thing. And I always ask this all the time. If boxing is such this shitty ass sport, or such an easy ass sport, in comparison to MMA, why y'all not successful at it? Why y'all not successful at it? And Ngannou, yeah, that was the biggest puncher y'all had. This nigga got stretched in like, I don't know how many rounds against Anthony Joshua. Sent his ass right back to the octagon. Conor McGregor is 0-1, one of y'all best strikers in a long time. 0-1 in boxing. Mind you, it was against Floyd. But it was an older Floyd. No success. You know what I'm saying? Anderson Silva had a little bit of success in boxing, but that was because he had some pro fights years ago before we knew who he was. If boxing is this sport that's so shitty or so limited or so easy, why y'all not successful at it? Why is it so hard for y'all to transition? Y'all niggas is coming over in the boxing and getting beat by a nigga who don't even box for real, Jake Paul. Got Ben Askren the fuck out of here. Got Tyron Woodley the fuck out of here. Got Nate Diaz the fuck out of here. Got Anderson Silva the fuck out of here. Dylan Dennis, you got cooked by Logan Paul. The nigga was doing cartwheels and backflips in a WWE event a week before he rumbled you and still whooped your ass. Like, how can you talk shit about boxing when the one time you did boxing, you was so ass at boxing that you was trying to take niggas down and all types of shit. I've seen many, boxers that have been able to transition into MMA and do some great shit. Can't say the same about boxers who transition. I haven't seen many mixed martial artists transition into boxing and be successful. I don't think that's for no reason. Y'all could take some of the best fucking MMA fighters of all time and put them in a boxing ring. They will not succeed. Take John Jones. He dominating the heavyweight division. No. I just don't be understanding these. And then Conor McGregor was saying that shit, right? Conor McGregor was talking about boxing isn't true fighting and all this shit. Was talking all this goofy shit. Conor, you box niggas in the octagon all the time. That's the main reason why you win fights. Boxing isn't true fighting, but that's your main go-to style. You box niggas. What are you talking about? You a stand-up fighter. You hardly throw kicks, bro. You like to keep niggas at the end of you like to catch niggas with your left hand. You like to box, in and out movement, all this shit, bro. Stop it, bro. Boxing isn't true fighting. Then I seen dickheads who watch MMA because Conor had a lot of faggots in a headlock for years. So they was just copy and pasting whatever. And I remember I was at the ball court and we was talking about boxing or whatever because I'm the boxing guy. They like to ask me questions about boxing. And then there's one dickhead talking about, oh, boxing isn't true fighting. I said, yo, take Conor dick out your mouth, nigga. And if boxing ain't true fighting, then why the fuck you ain't doing it? If boxing ain't true fighting and niggas is making millions of dollars not doing fighting that's not true, why you ain't doing it? I said, and I told him, I said, come show me that boxing ain't true fighting. Oh no, but they just don't throw it. Nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. Now you want to make bold ass claims, and then when niggas challenge you, now you want to retract your statement. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. Shit crazy. I think I seen Daniel Cormier talk about how boxing a more difficult sport than MMA and all that shit. That's coming from a 2-division champion. A fucking Hall of Famer. Come on, dog. Niggas who be throwing shots at boxing, y'all sound stupid. He said Max Holloway or Taporia could make a possible transition. They got good hands. Max could box. You know what I'm saying? Taporia got some nice hands. I like his hooks to the body. Them John's nasty, but they're doing that against people who aren't elite level boxers. You see what I'm saying? Like, all right, they doing that in niggas that's in the octagon that might be a jiu-jitsu fighter or a wrestler or whatever the fuck the case is. It's a little bit different when you in there with somebody who strictly focuses on boxing. I don't know if them same shots gonna be presented to you. I mean, you're gonna face different shit. Thoughts on Majumov? I think he the goods, bro. I think he one of the best at 154. And this fight with Virgil Ortiz is his opportunity to shine. If he come up short against Virgil, it's gonna be a little bit difficult, not impossible, but a little difficult to get back in title contention because of how stacked the division is. You feel what I'm saying? So Majumov looked like the truth. You know what I'm saying? They believe in him based off of how the way they've been matchmaking him and shit like that. And shit, he may very well pull off the upset against Virgil. We just got to wait and see. You know what I mean? But I'm going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love to the channel. If you could hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. You see what I'm saying? Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We doing genuine, real, knowledgeable boxing talk on the regular. You feel what I'm saying? But until then, this is Mazuma TV. I hope y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'll be back at y'all with another video tomorrow. Until then, y'all have a blessed one, man. Peace.